Whole Story Audio presents an unabridged recording of Space 2069 by David Whitehouse, narrated by Desmond O'Connor. By three methods we may learn wisdom. First, by reflection, which is the noblest. Second, by imitation, which is the easiest. And the third, by experience, which is the bitterest. Confucius. Author's note. I recall one Tuesday afternoon in the 1990s. I was sitting at my desk in Broadcasting House, home of the BBC, and the phone rang. "Hello, it's Arthur Clarke here. Have you seen the latest images from Mars? Most weird." Arthur C. Clarke wanted there to be life on Mars. He felt it would speed up getting humans there. "Damn it," he told me. "I thought we'd be at Jupiter by 2001, but I don't think we'll be back on the moon by then." Those who know his works would say that Arthur was far too optimistic over timescales of decades and centuries, but far too pessimistic when looking thousands or millions of years into the future. It was one of Arthur's books that really inspired me when I was barely in my teens. The Promise of Space, it was called. I still have it. I wonder what Arthur would have said if I had the chance to tell him that one day I would write a book about only the next 50 years in space. This book grew out of my previous book, Apollo 11, The Inside Story. It's a kind of sequel. Having just looked back 50 years to the first lunar landing, I thought it would be interesting to assess what we might have achieved 100 years after the small step. While writing it, I realized what Arthur would have felt like when writing his profiles of the future. We will never know what we got right. I recall talking with Carl Sagan in a hotel in London about the future of space, and our discussion automatically moved to Mars. He also talked, in a typically Sagan way, of looking for a benign aperture through which to see the 21st century and a hopeful future for the human species. He was aware that we could take our earthly troubles into space. Then there was Patrick Moore, who wrote a fascinating book in the 1970s called The Next 50 Years in Space, with wonderful illustrations by David Hardy. It had spaceships landing on the moons of Jupiter and astronauts driving pressurized rovers on the moons of even more distant Saturn. The book is ever wonderful, but I did feel regret on realizing humanity would probably never do those things. Patrick's response was to say, "Why don't we get the telescope out and look?"
Sample complete. Ready to continue?